Do you know how many groups of animals there are? The world is brimming with an astounding diversity of creatures, each one unique and fascinating in its own way. But did you know we can sort all these animals into distinct groups? That's right. Scientists, like nature's librarians, have organized the vast animal kingdom into different groups or categories. And what's the secret behind this classification? It's all about their characteristics. Just like you might group your toys based on color, size, or shape, animals are grouped based on their shared traits. These could be things like what they eat, where they live, or how they're born. From the biggest blue whale to the tiniest ant, every animal belongs to a group. It's like a big family tree, but for the entire animal kingdom. So how many of these groups are there? Here's a hint. You can count them on both hands and still have fingers left over. There are 6 major groups of animals. Can you guess what they are? What do you, a bear, and a whale have in common? You might be scratching your head, wondering what could possibly link you to these wildly different creatures. Well, the answer is that you're all mammals, the first group in our journey through the animal kingdom. Mammals are a fascinating bunch, with some distinctive features that set them apart. For starters, they're warm-blooded, which means their bodies maintain a constant temperature, regardless of their surroundings. That's why you can play in the snow without turning into a popsicle. Mammals also have fur or hair on their bodies, whether it's the thick coat of a polar bear or the sleek mane of a horse. And unlike other animals that lay eggs, mammals give birth to live young. That's right, from tiny mice to enormous elephants, all baby mammals start their journey in their mom's belly. So, mammals are pretty cool, aren't they? Have you ever watched a bird soaring in the sky? What a sight to behold, isn't it? Now, let's flap our wings and dive into the world of these wonderful creatures called birds. Birds make up the second group in our animal kingdom adventure. They are distinct from other animals in many ways. One of the key characteristics that set birds apart is their feathers. Yes, every bird you see, from the tiniest hummingbird to the largest ostrich, is covered in feathers. These feathers not only help them to fly, but also keep them warm. Another characteristic is their beaks. Birds have beaks instead of teeth, which they use for eating, grooming, and sometimes even for defense. And let's not forget about their eggs. Unlike many animals, birds lay hard-shelled eggs. This shell protects the baby bird until it's ready to hatch and join the world outside. Birds truly are fascinating creatures, aren't they? Do you like to swim just like fish do? Now, let's dive into the world of our third group of animals, the fish. Unlike us, fish are perfectly adapted to live in water. Imagine being able to breathe while swimming. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Well, for fish, it's just another day in the underwater world. They breathe through special organs called gills. These gills extract oxygen from the water, enabling the fish to breathe underwater. Isn't that fascinating? And you know what else is unique about fish? They have scales. These scales not only give fish their beautiful and varied patterns, but also act as a protective layer against the outside world. From the tiniest guppy to the biggest whale shark, fish are a diverse and fascinating group of animals. They come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and colors, each more incredible than the last. So the next time you see a fish, remember, fish are amazing, living under the water and breathing through gills. Have you ever seen a frog jump or a snake slither? These unique creatures belong to the fascinating world of reptiles and amphibians. Let's dive in, shall we? Reptiles, like snakes, turtles, and lizards, are known for their scaly skin and the ability to lay soft-shelled eggs. They're also cold-blooded, which means their body temperature changes with the environment. So if it's a hot day, a reptile might be soaking up the sun to warm up. Amphibians, on the other hand, include animals like frogs, toads, and salamanders. They begin their lives in water with gills, just like fish. But as they grow, they develop lungs and can live both in water and on land. They too are cold-blooded and lay soft-shelled eggs. But unlike reptiles, they have smooth, moist skin. Each of these groups has its own set of special characteristics that make them stand out in the animal kingdom. Reptiles and amphibians are quite unique, don't you think? Do you ever watch ants marching or butterflies fluttering? If so, you're observing the incredible world of insects, the sixth group in our exploration of the animal kingdom. They are fascinating creatures with unique characteristics that set them apart from all the others. Insects have 6 legs, yes, just like the fingers on your 2 hands. Their bodies are divided into 3 parts: the head, thorax, and abdomen. If you've ever looked closely at an ant, you might have noticed these 3 distinct sections. And did you know most insects can fly? Think about the buzzing bees or the fluttering butterflies you see. They use their wings to dart around, making them some of the most mobile creatures on the planet. Insects might be small, but don't let their size fool you. These tiny powerhouses play a big role in our world, from pollinating our flowers to decomposing organic material. Insects are small, but they play a big role in our world. So, now we know a lot about different groups of animals, don't we? Let's take a quick trip back through the animal kingdom. We started with mammals, those warm-blooded creatures with fur or hair who feed their babies with milk. Then we flew high with the birds, who are also warm-blooded, but they have feathers, lay eggs, and most can fly. We dove underwater to meet the fish, who breathe through gills and live their whole lives in water. Then we encountered reptiles and amphibians. Reptiles, like turtles and snakes, have scales and lay eggs, while amphibians, like frogs, start their lives in water and then move to land. Lastly, we buzzed around with insects, the largest group in the animal kingdom. They have 6 legs and most have wings. In this video, we learned about the 6 different groups of animals: mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, amphibians, and insects. They all have unique characteristics that make them special. Isn't the animal kingdom amazing?